Welcome to a stream where we're going to be out trying a couple different games. If you've not played Dookie Dash, it is available on your phone as well as a PC. We're going to play a Momentaro of the Third Kingdom, Gods and Goblins, quick look at Legends of Mara, and I think there's another, but I'm forgetting off the top of my head. So apparently the pros are playing Dookie Dash on like a vertical screen, you know, where they tilt it. And I'm just thinking that's absolutely genius. So it's a little bit different for me, but let's give a run at Dookie Dash a go. Then you got to be really careful when you get around some of these other barricades and such. Because there's going to be a wooden wall at some point, and if one of those iron bars are around, you just kind of get catapulted into nothingness. Alright, it's not as freaky. I remember just thinking it was impossible to get through the fans before. I don't know if this is easier or harder. Oh no. Alright, so I double tapped before we ran into the big wall, and so we got smoked. But later today, there's a Dookie Dash tournament that's a $20,000 prize pool. People are clocking in saying they have scores of 100,000 plus, and your boy's playing in it. And I couldn't even crack 50,000 there. Yeah, we damn well might be the first eliminated. We'll give it one more go for anybody joining a little bit late to see what another run of Dookie Dash looks like. Again, this is a free game on your phone. You can also download it on PC, which is what we're playing now. And when I mentioned some of the critiques, I guess, for the Third Kingdom was about the tutorial and like not using the IP. This is like a perfect example right here where they have the IP, they have kind of a character that they build something up within the game, and I love it. Yo, G Honey, what's going on? Wilder World has probably done the best so far with the investor funds in regards to efficiency and releasing a great gaming product. How have they gone about like getting the word out about it? Is it like fully functional, or is it just like a beta test right now? So again, for anybody joining in, what's up? My name's The Schiller. We do X-Feed Monday through Friday, where we talk about Web3, NFTs, all of the good stuff as we're building on the internet. And we're playing in this tournament later. It's actually pretty cool. Although I feel like I haven't seen too much talk about it on the timeline, but like $20,000 on the line. And I guess a lot of the people are playing are just like other apes, but there is some actual esport individuals with it, and associated with that Swamp Gaming, which I highlighted before, where they were able to get some funding from the ApeCoin DAO. And I'm telling you, if you got ideas, Web3 is a place to bring them to. You never know what you might get into. So we're not going to blow the double speed like we did last time. That totally ruined the run. Is. And the big problem was before, they might have fixed it, but when you went through one of the walls and there was a fan or anything behind it you just couldn't see, there was literally no way to avoid it. But so far, this run has been pretty alright. Doesn't seem like they've put them back to back in that same way. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. but I will once once we make it. You know what I'm saying? Son of a stupid damn anchor, son of a bitch. Now I feel like this is what it feels like if you're a fish. IRL. Unbelievable. What do you think about Open having 100K pre-sales? Yo, Bill Green, what's going on, my guy? I saved Aaron's tweet to bring up in a little bit. I believe it. I'm not going to lie. I believe it. I remember Guild of Guardians way back in the day before they launched had a ton of signups as well. I think that there is a lot of people that we just like kind of say, they're not going to look into that. But I think you'd be surprised. I trust that way more than I trust everything with Mark. Anyway. They have pretty incredible quest system that seems to work getting the word out. Hell yeah. The community gains shards for retweeting the game, and you don't need to own their product to participate. Shards will get converted to tokens. Ooh, all right. Well, there's Dookie Dash Unclogged for anybody that hasn't seen yet. Hope you enjoyed that phenomenal gameplay. And so I went to Legends of Mara after, which is, again, the big Yuga game that there's nothing going on with it right now. The big sad. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Why can't we play with the assets, man? It's crazy. So anyway, still waiting for Other Side. They've done the different play tests, but Legends of Mara, which was kind of a just passive battling game with like these different bosses where you got these collectibles that people have no idea what in the world they're for. So can't really show that one off. But Gods and Goblins, this one, you just give me like 2 seconds here. This one is kind of like an AI game where you just sign up and have a goblin, and that's it. Pretty crazy, right? True. Big time true. So once we get this through, we will hit play. And then if you have a goblin, there we go. There's mine. And you can also pair it with a brain. So it doesn't necessarily have to be one of the first Gen 1 brains. We happen to have one. We've been leveling it like level 17. Increase the stats over on the side. We'll find a match. We get to earn junk, which is like a non-tradable token. It'll queue. And eventually it will spit out a game where we're able to actually watch and vote on it, and our AI character get to duke it out in the world. So if we go to spectate, and I haven't actually checked this out since they changed it, but now it's integrated on Twitch. So my character is not in this one, but there's kind of an example. You play goblins all day? Hell yeah. And they've introduced different like weapons and things, crediting the Altered State Machine and the dot object creator. And so it seems like a little laggy, which I'm surprised about. It could just be on my computer, but still neat. Before it was on their own marketplace for those games, and then now it's on Twitch, which is nice. So I went over to Doodles. If you guys remember, we purchased the pass to watch the Doodles show. And if you guys haven't seen that, if you go to the live feed on YouTube on my channel, you scroll back, you'll eventually run into the Dullsville and Doodleverse video. And at the end of that stream, we watch it. So if you haven't seen, there you go. But I had these packs, and I have no idea like what this is. So if we have these, can we just open? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Not sure if it's supposed to have music, but there's currently nothing. So you get to listen to me. Oh, there we go. There's still no music though, but Cool little animation. We got an album cover and a Draw Me Closer, whatever that is. Oh, hold on. I'm not gonna play that. Okay, so that's one of the videos. That's I just don't want to. I don't want to get copyright striked on the channel. We'll keep going here though. What does it cost to purchase access to the show? I don't know what it is now because it was like a limited time sale. So I think the only way you can get it is buying off secondary. But then that doesn't really make sense because how do you grow if you can only let people watch from buying on secondary? You know what I'm saying? So we have these tickets now. We have this artwork. We have 2 more premiere packs. While we're at it, we should also launch the Third Kingdom here. And then, so that was just like another album, I guess. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect from like the pack opening here, but I'm not really feeling anything. You know what I'm saying? I think these are cool. But it feels like it's kind of like just a clip of those videos, and then that's sent out, and then I guess I have those now. So hell yeah. Not bad, not bad. I need to figure it out a little bit more, because like when I go to the profile, like the wearables, we have none. For the doodads, we got a couple now. Obviously, we have no OGs in there. But like, are we supposed to do anything, or is it just like viewing those experiences? TTK buildings not completing? Okay, listen, that's not too great. So let's go check out the Third Kingdom. So what do you think so far? We've not been able to test one of the games we wanted to. But we've seen Dookie Dash. We've seen Gods and Goblins. We're about to see TTK. We've checked out some of the Doodles stuff. Now, I understand Doodles is not a game, so fully aware from that perspective. But this, you just go into the world, collect your resources, and then just increase production and pray. But they're not completing right now, says Mr. Bildo. So it might be chalked. Not to panic or anything, guys, but it might be chalked. I just hit the building and nothing's happening. You had 4 buildings going at once this morning. Holy smokes. Hell yeah. All right. Well, there you go. So, not too shabby. Let's go back and check out the news stories of the day. I hope you guys liked checking out some of the different games. Swift to begin trials for digital asset transactions across global networks in 2025. Now, I normally don't read an entire article because it's just, you know, you really want to sit through all of that. But that's pretty big, is it not? You prestige to 7, Bill Green. Oh my goodness. Digital asset market could hit 30 trillion as Swift prepares cross-border trials. I've noticed there's been a lot more predictions as of late, and especially higher number ones from different areas. Swift, the global bank messaging network, announced that banks across North America, Europe, and Asia will begin live trials of digital assets and currency transaction over its network starting next year, according to an October 3rd statement. These trials will explore how financial institutions can leverage their existing Swift connections to process transactions involving both digital and traditional assets. So, digital islands. Swift pointed out that institutional interest in digital assets is rapidly growing. With 134 countries exploring CBDCs, which we highlighted the other day, there was only 3 that do. It was like Jamaica, Nigeria, and one other that I'm forgetting. But it's only 3 in the world that have CBDCs actually used right now. The tokenized asset market could reach 30 trillion, and 91% of institutional investors have shown interest in it. 91%. Really? Do you think that if you went and polled all of your friends that 91% would show interest in it? Now, I get they're not institutional investors, but wow, that's like such a staggering number comparison when you're thinking between the two. Swift aims to demonstrate how its network can ease connectivity challenges between digital platforms, which remains a major barrier to broad sector adoption. The company highlighted that the trials will focus on streamlining connections between disparate digital systems, often referred to as digital worlds. Why am I crazy, or is that like an odd word? That's crazy. As new forms of value emerge, our intention is to continue offering our community the ability to seamlessly make and track transactions of all kinds and assets, which I'm curious as well for like crypto tax software. Is there something that just gets replaced? Is there one that's going to take the cake? I feel like that's not fully solved yet. And a big reason because there's still so many chains coming out all the time, having to connect to them, you get the idea. Using the same secure and resilient infrastructure that is integral to our operation systems today. Either way, listen, wag me. True. Now, positive into negative, just in Coinbase to delist USDT and other non-compliant stablecoins in EU. So the Ripple stablecoin we've been talking about a fair bit. Did anybody notice that they've started to do like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars minting? So in terms of being on the books, in terms of doing everything within a certain mean, are we not bullish enough on what Ripple's doing? Maybe. There's the same issue that arises there. And this is only Coinbase, so this is very, very specific. But still, this isn't something to kind of ignore. Coinbase will remove stablecoins that don't meet the EU's new MiCA regulations by December 30th, 2024. And that, remember we talked about the MiCA Alliance? It's created not too long ago, if you've been watching on the daily streams. So we played Dookie Dash a little bit earlier, and community-created content. This is a perfect example of it. These are two of the bikes in that game. If you didn't see, we were riding like barrels or different assets. You can make assets, put it in the store, and then if people like it enough, they can just buy it. So it's a marketplace for anyone, anywhere, and anybody can do it. You just have to have the ability to create. And that's wild. And further to that, here's an example of ape water, which is take and board apes and put them on water to help with the IP. They also created I guess like a card of their own. So if you're wanting to represent ape water, if you really like it, similar to if you really like Coca-Cola, brisk iced tea, hell yeah. Imagine going down the sewers in a specific branded vehicle. Gee, honey, are you playing Off the Grid or Eve Frontier yet? I have not. I'm going to be super honest with you. I have been grinding League of Legends. Worlds is on. We've been having a group that we've been running daily and nightly at different times. Big fan. Any gamers out there, if you're on any servers, let me know. So user-generated content, one thing, but what about copying different styles, having the ability to just create something you love in someone else's style? And so this is kind of cool. So this MP9X made this Doodles Rainbow Puke, but they did it in the style of DK Motion. And if you don't know who this is a really big artist. And similar to Doodles, it's got like a specific vibe to it. As you can see, like the character, there's a lot of different ways of making it. You can see these are the like variants of it. And I was like, damn. And this reminded me of the thingies within Fluff World, where they have different filters, where one of them was Van Gogh. And we played a video a while back where, if you remember, the Pokemon Van Gogh cards were going super viral. Everybody wanted it. You could take an art that a thingy created, but then give it a filter that looked like Van Gogh. And I was like, damn, Van Gogh is really popular right now. Maybe people would want this art. But then what if we take that into this world of Web3? Is there a way that within AI, they can create a DK motion exactly like MP9X did? I mean, that'd be cool. A little far away from that, I think, but that'd be super cool if we were able to. Okay, so yesterday we highlighted the card thief, for lack of a better term. Basically, the story was on Whatnot, they sell card breaks. And there was somebody that opened on a card break a one-of-one card that is worth a lot for one of the new ultra superstars, kind of like the Messi Ronaldo type. And people go on these sites, they pay a fee, and then somebody breaks those cards. And the breaker of that card was like, oh my God, this is a lot. Ended stream, refunded everybody that paid. And it's pretty small, so not a lot of people knew it. And there was all this backlash, and I was saying, well, if there was a way that smart contracts were involved, this is exactly what we're thinking about. We talk about the blockchain. Perfect example. But I guess the social backlash was so big that whoever the hell this creator was, this card breaker, they sent the card. Latest on the Amal Select One of One saga. The card was received by the rightful owner in the mail today. Community did an amazing job in raising awareness of this and making sure that this likely 5-figure card went to the right person. So awesome. You could pause for a second and be like, that's almost like a DAO voting. Back in my early days of crypto, I was looking at a insurance protocol. And it was kind of the same concept where people were able to vote on if a claim was legit or not. And this is a public variation of that exact same thought, where there was so much backlash, so much people getting on board and saying, yes, this is what needs to happen. Now, luckily, the person who has the card felt enough pressure. Maybe they know a lot of people in person and they got outed and they just didn't want to, they didn't want to be known as that guy. But cool ending to a story that, again, wouldn't have been heard if it wasn't amplified by the community. We're back, baby. More than 100,000 people signed up to the Readyverse. Visit open waitlist already. If you haven't heard, Ready Player One is officially within the Web3 realm. They're really trying to do some magnificent things. They have this Material World paper that they put out where the intention with that Third Kingdom game I showed moments ago, where the resources harvested in that can seed multiple other worlds and they can be minted on-chain as resources. And I mean, sounds kind of crazy. About to start marketing it soon too. Might be on to something here. And I do think there's been a couple questions where Mr. Bildo mentioned that earlier in the stream, but I think that these numbers aren't outrageous for something that has some sort of traction or looks decent. Anything that looks promising, it'll start getting hit on different YouTube lists of the top games to look for. And it's also on the flip side of people wanting to make clickbait titles where you have Asmongold and Moist Critical that go out there and they just like crap on crypto things. Listen, they're going to be all over that. So get ready for mass adoption, ladies and gentlemen. Remember GameCube? Did that make you feel anything? All right, so those were two of the Nintendo opening screens. I remember Xbox, I remember PlayStation. Why doesn't anything have these cool openings with the sick logo? This makes you feel something. They give you that nostalgia and living in the good times without even knowing about it. Listen, food for thought for anybody building something out there. Make that impression massive. So people are out here making clickbait titles already. Neon saying rumors circulating that Justin Bieber and Post Malone will be performing at this year's Ape Fest in Lisbon. Garga commented saying sorry, but not true. Love that a founder is out there and squashing any rumors that are not true, because that would be a hell of a headline to get let loose when that is in fact not true. So I lied yesterday. We brought up a story. Well, we got community noted. So the original tweet, Justin, HBO documentary claims to have cracked the true identity of the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. And everybody just took that headline without reading anything, as per usual. And the note says, nowhere during the trailer does the author claim that the identity of Satoshi will be revealed during the documentary. This headline is clickbait speculation. Man, sometimes this space is unbelievable. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's fake. You didn't even see me today. I could be fake. How insane is that? Well, that's going to be it for this edition of XFeed. Happy Friday. Again, we're doing that Dookie Dash tournament in a little bit. So if you see me as the first eliminated, we did it. We did it. Have